Allen dishes to Kobe. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Last season, Portland won the Northwest Division and had a good year, certainly, but they had some issues when they were the away team on the road and away from the Rose Garden. They had some problems.
Yeah, actually played under 500 on the road, Kevin. Something you rarely see out of a team that wins 51 games.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Sullinger the screen. Walker the pass to Sullinger. And Young kicks to Gordon. Sullinger with a screen for Gordon. And again, it's the Suns missing.
And as you said with the Blazers, they were the only team to win 50 games and still lose more than they won on the road. Last team to do that was the 2013 Denver Nuggets. How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Here is Bryant after Jared Sullinger's bucket. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played.
And we saw a similar first-round exit for the Blazers of that 2013 Nuggets team. If the Blazers want to go deeper this season, they'll need to be much tougher on the road.
Now here's Sullinger. He had 16 points in the win against Dallas.
Yeah, but the rebounding in that game as well was just tremendous. I mean, he dominated the backboard.
Carter drives in. Nobody near Allen. That one falls coming off Carter's feed. Carter's got his third assist on the night. For Phoenix, they've gone just 2 of 8 shooting here in the second quarter. Unloads from 13. And Antetokounmpo gets it to go. Antetokounmpo's got 4 points this quarter.
And watching Kemba Walker play, so explosive. An undersized floor general, nasty crossover. Really a scorer's mentality, maybe too much of a scorer's mentality to ever be a great assist man.
Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Jared Sullinger. Trailblazers leading by 23. Carter outside. Duncan dishes to Allen. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Allen's got 10 points. Greg talking about Walker. You have to love the way he competes, his willingness, Clark, to put the team on his shoulders and carry him.
Love that competitive spirit of his. They're actually figuring out how to use him best, but he's such a dynamic offensive player. You've got to give him room to be creative at that end.
And here's Gordon from outside. Another 3 for Phoenix.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Bryant with it. 14 points for him. And it's Eric Gordon with the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Already he's looking at his 3rd foul. I think the coach will probably look to sit him down until the 3rd quarter.
And the Suns making a change here. Smith has checked in. Here's Allen. 10 points for him. And a miss there off the inbound. Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. Puts up the baby hook. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. For Phoenix, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
Jordan Hill.
Free throw drops for Hill. Well, for Jordan Hill, something wonderful happened to him last season. The breakthrough he'd been waiting for on his 6th year.
Yeah, Kevin, you know, it had to do, and I think correlated with him getting a chance to start games, and it blew up for him from there. Posted career-high averages across the board.
And getting back to Jordan Hill, everyone had been waiting for this. I mean, greater activity, more aggressiveness, and he puts up career highs in points, rebounds, and assists.
Now, here's Walker following the miss by Kobe Bryant. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for 1 more.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
On the topic of Jordan Hill, hey, there aren't many guys like him with his size who can move that well. He's entering the prime of his career right now. Will he continue to ascend, or will he be content with where he's at? Time to tell. You can't let them recover their missed free throws. Lucky break for the offense.
Portland leading by 17. Allen kicks to Kobe. Unloads from 9. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Kobe's got 9 points in the quarter.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Here's Smith. Here's Hill. Lays it up and banks it in. Hill's got 7 points.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half. And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist. Hey, guys, with the Suns last year, you know, it wasn't a full return to that 7 seconds or less era, but it was pretty close. And the Suns were right at the top in terms of pace of play.
Free throw drops for Hill. Well, as our listeners and our viewers know, we love analytics, and pace is how many possessions you see during an average game. The Suns were close, Clark, to 100.
Yeah, only the Rockets and Warriors played at a higher pace than the Suns did, Kevin. And pushing the pace is really when they were most effective.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
You know, the Phoenix Suns played well overall last season, but they still couldn't match up against some of the teams in the West. Had a hard time with in-conference battles.
Now here's Marion. He has 6, and that one's good. And the Trailblazers lead by 20.
And that kind of sums up the defensive effort we've seen here tonight, guys.
Screen by Young. Nash against Smith. Young outside. Plenty of space. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. And for the Suns last season, Greg, they ended with a record of 21-31 against the Western Conference. Something that you can point to, Greg, as a reason they failed to make the postseason.
Great point, Kevin. And the big problem for the Suns were the other Western playoff teams. Only went 8-22 against the top 8 in the West.
Phoenix calls timeout. Well, Special K, so many records for Kobe, but one he set last season was most misses all time from the floor.
You know, he passed the great Hondo, John Havlicek, for that title. I'm sure John doesn't mind having him pass him up for that
the
one.
Old Buckeye, you're
yeah,
right.
That's right, most misses. But you look at the players on that list, a who's who of NBA stars.
Now, here is Smith. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
This is what happens when he gets on a roll. I mean, you're not going to see a better rhythm shooter than this guy.
Here is Nash. He kicks to Pierce. Good, and the assist goes to Nash. And it's 6 points for Paul Pierce.
And, you know, there's all this talk about Kobe now being the leader of missed shots, having that record. But listen, the guys that are in the top 5 of that list, all Hall of Fame players. So you don't miss a lot of shots unless your team trusts you to take them, and you're pretty good.
And Portland again with the bucket.
I tell you what, fellas, we're seeing some really good ball movement out there.
Definitely. 10 of their last 12 points have come off assists.
Now here is Smith. Robinson kicks to Hill. Excellent D there from Pierce.
And guys, a final thought on Kobe. I mean, all the players on that list were heavily leaned on for scoring. I take any of the top guys on that list over someone who's afraid to shoot the ball when their number's called, and really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
Robinson, and it's sent back by Kobe. And they'll keep possession. Shot clock at 6. Here's Robinson. And the Suns miss again.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass. Beautiful pass by Steve Nash.
Phoenix has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Robinson with it, picked up by Kobe. Smith kicks to Smith. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. Hill, no good. And here's Portland. They're on a 16-5 run. And there's the foul. It's on Tony Snell. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
And the Suns making a change here. Nance is checked in, and a switch here also for Portland. O'Neal's checked in. For 3, Pierce. Rebounded by Snell. Well, Phoenix shooting 36% in the second quarter. They really haven't found their rhythm yet offensively here. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. Misses off the right iron.
Well, it's hard to believe that we're at this point in the game, and he still hasn't registered a single point.
And the dunk by O'Neal.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Smith, the pass to Smith. Here's Nance. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
The Blazers on offense. They're on an 18-7 run. Kobe, that's for 2. And again, it's Portland converting.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Robinson kicks to Smith. Here's Snell, guarded by Marion. Nance. No good from outside.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
Robinson against O'Neal. Snell from outside. Shot is off. And the Trailblazers going the other way. Nash kicks to Bryant. Here's Pierce. Again, the Trailblazers good for 2.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Now, here is Smith. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Robinson misses.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Seems every season, Clark, you hear the same thing. Portland Trailblazers had to deal with some tough injuries.
Kevin, it appears as though it might actually be a curse. I don't like to use that word, but the history of this team and injuries is as unique as any in the league. Last year, no different.
And with the Blazers and injuries, even when they fought through pain, guys weren't at 100%. Aldridge wasn't quite the same with his hand injury.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Sullinger comes in for Jason Smith. And it's Gordon in for Robinson.
And losing Matthews for the season was huge too, guys. I mean, every team goes through injury woes and bumps during the course of a season, but the Blazers just seem to be, at least in the last half dozen years or so, hit very hard every year. They are absolutely stroking it from outside. I mean, textbook perfect. Good balance, nice high release, splash.
It's Pierce with the drive. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
It's going to be out of bounds. The Suns will retain possession. Six seconds left in the first half. Here's Snell. Drills the baseline jumper. Snell's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
He had his head on a swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Trailblazers out in front, just dominating this one. And we'll